So, what's it like being an insurance adjuster? Like, tell me about a day in the life. Okay, no problem. So, I've only worked as an insurance adjuster on staff. So, what that means is that I worked for one of the larger insurance carriers. And I'll just tell you, I've worked for Geico, Progressive, Root, Farmers, Liberty Mutual. I don't know that one did anything better than the other. They all had their differences. I would say, it doesn't matter. I do have a favorite because it's the one that I spent the most amount of time at. But they're all pretty similar. You know, their objectives and goals are all the same. But I'll give you a day in the life from two different positions. Because I was a field adjuster and I also was a desk adjuster as well. So I worked both inside and then I worked out in the field. So I'll start with the field experience. So most field adjusting roles, auto and homeowners, because I did both, you're going to be assigned a company car. With that company car, you're going to be assigned a territory as well. The territory is going to be, by zip codes, or it's going to be by city, by cities. Or it might even be from a certain distance from where you live, and then they'll do like a radius around where you live, and then that'll be your territory. So you'll get your company car. You also get a laptop. You also get, a company cell phone. The great part is you'll be able to start your day from home. So this was kind of like the work from home before COVID, existed, where you'll get your computer, you'll log into your claims management system, and then you'll see a schedule. Your schedule is going to have a series of claims, a number of claims that might have been dispatched to you overnight. Again, different insurance companies dispatch a different amount of claim volume. When I was at Farmers, we would get 8 to 10 new claims a day as an auto adjuster. As a homeowners adjuster, we got about 2 to 3 new claims a day, because those claims take a lot longer to investigate and to estimate, so they didn't overwhelm you with your per day count. As an auto adjuster, on the auto side at Farmers, we got between 8 and 10 claims a day. At Progressive, we got about between 5 and 10 claims a day. The expectation is that you handle roughly half of the assigned volume, which can be hard to do, especially with the drive time. Depending on how big your territory is, you might be driving a lot. You might be driving 45 minutes just to get to your first claim, and then you have to deal with the body shop, the customer, the tow yard, the police impound lot. So you're going to be wasting a lot of time trying to get to the vehicle to inspect it. On the homeowner side, you'll be setting up inspections with homeowners or their contractors or the landlords, public adjusters, insurance agents, and then there's a lot of talking involved. So, again, you'll be spending a lot of time doing a lot of admin tasks, really. Whether you're a homeowners adjuster or an auto adjuster, it doesn't really matter. The outcome's actually the same. It is going to be a high volume, high turnover type of industry. People get stressed out a lot because the claim volume is endless, never ends. You'll never be caught up, and then you get new claims assigned to you when you close out an old claim or an existing claim. So if you ever notice your insurance adjuster kind of being in a rush or being pushy to get you to accept a settlement, it's not that they're trying to be shady. It's just they have to operate legally, efficiently. They have to close your claims out, I believe, at least in Texas, within 15 days from the date that you file the claim. And if you look at some of these insurers, they get delayed. You know, it might take, from the moment you file a claim, it might take 3 to 5 days before you hear from an adjuster to gather the incident details. And then it might take another 3 to 5 days for an adjuster to be assigned to inspect, you know, the damaged house or vehicle. You know, so that's already basically, let's just call it 10 days that they've eaten up already before they even inspect your damaged property. Adjusting is, as I mentioned, it's stressful. It's very stressful. It's decent paying, but for the amount of stress that you have to deal with, you actually wear a variety of different hats as an adjuster. So you can expect to be a punching bag. That's going to be the number one hat. You know, you're going to hear a lot of, I pay my premiums on time, but you guys are trying to cheat me out. You guys are scammers. You owe me this. You know, I've heard it all. You know, you get paid by the claim. Well, no, I wish I got paid by the claim. Because then I'd be moving even faster through the claim. But a lot of times as staff adjusters, you don't get paid by the claim. You're going to get a lot of arguments about the parts. Why are you guys using aftermarket parts, reconditioned parts, used parts? I'll make a video on parts as well, because that's another important topic. But you're gonna get all those. So you're gonna be a punching bag. You're gonna be a counselor. Some people genuinely ask you for your opinion, you know, especially after you deny something, deny a portion of their claim. They're gonna ask you, what could they do better? What kind of coverage would you recommend them having? You know, so you're gonna be a counselor. You're gonna be a financial coach, because a lot of people have no idea how to manage money, and they go and they buy things like vehicles that they can't afford, and then the vehicles are overpriced, and then they depreciate. They're depreciating. I'm not even gonna call it a depreciating asset. Most people think that they're an asset. Cars, trucks. They're not. You know, you go overpay for a vehicle at the dealer, you roll in a ton of negative equity, you finance extended warranties, you finance you roll in negative equity, you finance service contracts, extended warranties, wheel repair protection plans, all kind of stuff that they end up financing you on. And then you put nothing down on the car, so then you have no equity. And then you get in a total loss scenario where what you paid for the car and the value of the car are two different things. So then you end up upside down, because the insurance company is only going to pay, you know, the market value for the vehicle. They're not going to take into account your negative equity. And so if you don't have something called gap insurance, which I'll make a video on that too, if you don't have gap insurance, then you're not protected in those situations, and you end up owing the bank still. So you're going to be a financial coach. You're going to be, I don't want to really say it, but you're going to be a bully in some instances. You know, you're going to have people that talk over you and will try to bombard you with calls and emails, and they want you to explain the same thing over and over to them, even though you might have already done that. So you might have to bully somebody. Bully meaning stand your ground. You know, you'll have to tell them this is the final decision on the claim. You know, it won't be overturned, and you have no coverage for this. Some of the positives of being an adjuster. you learn to adapt and to speak to people in a very calm but efficient manner. You know, you have to be able to deliver a quick message to somebody and let them know why something's not covered with proof, and you have to be concise. You know, you don't want to spend too much time rambling on the phone with people. You want to call them, let them know what you're paying for, why you're not paying for something, why you are paying for something, and then you keep it moving. Let them know the payment amount, and that's it. You know, you just have to be professional. You have to be professional. Some other things, it helps you as an adjuster, it helps you in your personal life. You know, I learned how to read insurance policies. I learned how to put myself and my family in the best position possible when it comes to coverage, paying for the coverage, making sure you have the right deductibles, making sure you have the right endorsements on the policy. Being able to read and interpret a policy has been vital. I can't tell you how many homeowners policies that I've rejected because of the way they were written, you know, and being able to help your family members out and let them know, hey, you know, that policy doesn't cover that. It doesn't cover this, XYZ, you know. Do I miss being an adjuster? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I was really good at it, man. I was a really good adjuster. I was fair. I took care of people, man. You know, the best part about being an adjuster is you're independent. You're by yourself. It's just you and your workload. And after you've been doing it a while, you begin to see what kind of leeway that you have as an adjuster. And you know there's a lot of gray area in insurance policies. And they always fall on behalf of the customer in their favor. So for instance, if you see something, let's say a vehicle gets hit in the right side, let's just say the right fender, but you can tell that there was already pre-existing damage on the same panel because, you know, it's rust there. You have the ability as an adjuster to look at that and either deny that damage because it's overlapping damage, or you can look for new damage that would trigger new coverage for that customer. So you can look around and say, oh, I see a fresh scratch. You know what? We're going to pay to repaint this whole panel. We're going to pay, you know, some repair time on the panel. You could just deny it and say, you know what? Hey, that panel was already damaged. It already needed to be replaced, and we're not going to do anything with it. That's what I liked a lot about the homeowners, you know, homeowners adjuster. A lot of people were more thankful to see you on the homeowner side than they are on the auto side. The expectations are totally different because somebody can go 30 years and file a claim on their, somebody can go 30 years and never file a claim on their house, whereas, and then the time that they need you would be the first time that they file a claim. So they really have no idea what their policy pays for. Whereas in the same 30-year time span, somebody could have filed maybe 30 different collision claims on cars. So they're more of a repeat customer, and they're more familiar with the expectation of how the claim's supposed to be handled. So it ends up being a lot of ungrateful people, thankless people, definitely thankless. But overall, I would encourage anybody to get into the insurance industry. You know, there's a lot of good jobs in the industry, job security, because there's always going to be car crashes and hail damage and fires and theft and vandalism and just catastrophes. You know, I would urge you, if you do get into the insurance industry, just use claims as a stepping point. Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't spend your glory years handling claims. You know, you could be a supervisor. You can move to the fraud. I also did the fraud department. I did another unit called subrogation. That was an interesting department. There's salvage department where you can sell all of the vehicles that get totaled out on behalf of the insurance company. You can sell them to auctions. That's what I really wanted to do, and I just never got the opportunity. But I would encourage people to do it. You know, you learn life skills. You really learn how to communicate with people. You learn how to interpret information and kind of dive into the details, finding coverage. You learn how to work with people that you don't want to work with. You know, you still have to act in the best interest of the customer, even if the customer is treating you like absolute garbage. So it just builds character is ultimately what I'm trying to say. So I hope this video helped somebody out. I didn't really want to ramble too long, but it looks like I did it again. Thank you for watching. And I hope, you know, if you have any questions, just reach out to me, and I'll do topics. I'm going to keep doing topics that I think of, especially on the way home. All right. So thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.